Okay, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be studying and breaking down "There Is Power in the Blood" in our hymnal. Now, this song is in the key of B flat. We know that because there's two flats on the sheet music, so we're going to flat the B's and the E's. Remember, think bead, B-E-A-D. Flat the B's and the E's, as we learned in a previous lesson. Now, notice in this song, when we write the chords next to the notes, we only want to write them when the chord changes. Okay, you should be looking at your PDF lesson, your study information, if that didn't make sense to you, which is downloadable at our website at apostolicpraiseschoolofmusic.com. Okay, so if you're looking at the right side of the page on this lesson, it's going to talk about, has the notes written out, which we're about to break down for you in case you don't have it in front of you. But it's going to start off, would you be? Okay, now the would you be is very simple. It's just a B flat and a B flat in your left hand with the D and F in your right hand. Okay? Now you notice you're playing pretty much the same thing here, but what we're going to do is we're going to play each one of these. You're going to be basically playing this over each note, over each word, I'm sorry. So, would you be free from the, okay, all the same thing, all right? This is why we don't like playing hymnals just like they're written, because it's a little boring. We like to try to dress them up, we like to try to make them sound good. All right, so B flat and B flat in the left, and D and F in the right hand. Just B flat major chord. Okay, burden of is E flat and B flat with E flat and G in the right hand, just a basic E flat major chord. Sin is B flat and B flat with D and F in the right hand. Theirs is it's going to be a B flat with a D, F, and B flat in the right hand. Okay, power is F and C in the left hand, F and A in the right hand, basic F major chord. N is F and A with F and C. The is F and A flat with F and B. They're getting a little fancy there with the diminished chord, F diminished. All right, blood is F and A with F and C. Okay, and then power is B flat and F with D and B flat. Once again, we'll break this all down here in just a minute and dress it up a little bit for you, even though it's not a dress-up lesson. N is B flat and B flat with F and D. The B flat and B flat with E and C sharp. B flat diminished, getting a little fancy there again. Blood is B flat and B flat with F and D. Would you o'er is B flat with D and F. Evil then it goes to victory, which is E flat and B flat with E flat and G. Win is B flat and B flat with D and F. Once again, you should be following along with the study information. This will really help you out, those of you still learning the notes. Theirs is B flat in the left hand with D, F, and B flat in the right hand. And then wonderful, F and C with F and A. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go to F and A with E flat and C in the right hand. Power, which is F7. And then N is F in the left hand, D and B flat in the right hand, which is a B flat over F chord. The is F with C and A in the right hand. I'm sorry. And then blood is B flat and F with D and B flat. Alright, we'll go to the chorus and explain how the notes in this one work as well. Okay, so the chorus is going to be there with B flat and B flat in the left hand, D and F in the right hand, is B flat and B flat with D and B flat in the right hand, power, B flat and B flat with F and B flat, second power word, B flat with F and B flat again, and then one, part of wonder working is E flat and B flat in the left hand, G and C in the right hand, and then der work is E flat, B flat with G and B flat, and then ing, the last part of working, is E flat and B flat with E flat and G, power, B flat and B flat with D and F. Start to recognize, a lot of these are using the same chord positions. You'll start recognizing them after a while. They're basically just parts of basic major chords. N is just C and A, and the D and B flat, nothing in the left hand here, it's showing. Blood is F and A with E flat and C. Of is just D and B flat once again in the right hand. The is E flat and C. Lamb, B flat and B flat with F and D. Alright, keep going here. There is power, kind of the same thing here again. There is power. Same chords here as the first part, so I'm not going to explain them again, but do a little more slowly for you. Working, power, All right, and then we're going to have in, I'm sorry, in, and then the, which is, these are some new ones. The is F and B flat with D and B flat, basically B flat over F chord. Pre is F and A with E flat and C. Sh, F and C with F and B flat, F and E flat, I'm sorry. Blood, F and B flat with F and D. Of the, F and A with E flat and C. And lamb with B flat and F, and B flat in the left hand with D and B flat in the right hand. Alright, and we're going to actually come back here and explain these to you and play it for you like it's written in here so you can actually get the sound of it. Now, you'll notice one thing we've done in the study information on the second, I believe the second page, is that we have taken the liberty to write the chord changes over the corresponding places where they go in the song, over the corresponding words and places where they change. This is a really common practice, writing the main chord changes over the actual notes on the sheet music. I kind of hate to write in a hymnal, but, because, if you write the wrong thing, you can't take it out. So, I don't really prefer to write in there. This is just computer generated on the paper. But if you wanted to maybe make a copy of it or something, I'd recommend that and then write it on there. I don't actually recommend writing in somebody's hymnal, but only, even if it's yours, but only write about the places where there's changes. In other words, don't write a B flat over every single B flat. Just write the B flat and then play it. Look at the rhythm, look at the quarter notes, the half notes, and play it until it's there, it's gone. One other thing you could think of is a measure. A measure is 4 beats, generally speaking. So when the chord changes, look at where it's at in the measure, and you don't really have to pay attention to the quarter notes and half notes if it's, write it in the right spot, if it's over the half part of the measure, if it's over the 3, if it's over the 1, the 2, the 4 beat, to change right there. Make sure you write it in the right place. As you can see here, there's power is written B flat, power, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 2, B flat, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 2, B flat, 4, F, 2, F7, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, and then it just keeps on going. B flat, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, B flat, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, B flat, 4, F7, 2, B flat over F1, I'm sorry, 3, F4, B flat, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So we're only writing it where it changes. Now, once again, we don't want to play it exactly as it's written here or even as the chord changes are. We want to take this and use our knowledge of chord theory and gospel and Pentecostal style music to add some cool runs, fills, and chord progressions. Okay, so now we're going to take There's Power in the Blood. We have our hymnal here, and we're going to play it exactly as it's written in the hymnal or as close as possible. So what I typically do is the tricks that I'm going to teach you, which is use the bass note, use the melody note, and look at the rest of the chord using my knowledge of classical notation and play the song and notes as closely as possible while adding some dressed up stuff in there as I'm going to try to teach you to do. So I don't typically play it exactly as it's written in here because it's usually a little bit boring. So we're going to try to play it as closely as possible, which is something that's a little bit out of character for me. So if we don't play it exactly right or if there's a few mistakes here, please pardon my my novice skill here. So, would you be free from the burden of sin? There's power in the blood. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do all this too, let's go ahead and clap off the rhythm for this too. So just to get you started. So 1, 2, 3, from your burden of sin. There's power in the blood. Remember the 16th note. Power in the blood. Would your evil of victory win? There's wonderful power in the blood. Alright, so you notice wonderful power. Alright, it has a little 16th note, so you kind of do it really fast. But then the 8th notes are actually in the blood, 2, 3. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood, 2, 3. Of the Lamb. Actually, I should go. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Now, mind you, I know this song already. I've heard it a million times, so, or seems like it anyways. We sing it typically a little bit different, so that's influencing how I slap out the rhythm here. I'm not doing it perfectly, I'll be honest with you. But the 16th notes, we usually don't do that part. We just go, in the precious, we do it as an 8th note. But in the song, it's written, in the precious blood of the Lamb. Once again, the point here is to be as close as possible. It's not here to be exact and play it through every single time. That's one reason I love Pentecostal music, gospel music, jazz, is because you don't have to play the song through exactly the same every time. Okay, once again, we want to try to be as close as possible for you since we're playing it here for you. All right, so there's Power in the Blood, classical notation. Let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Time. So there is Power. We'll start off right there in the chorus. Alright, that's the gist of it. That's fairly close there. That'll give you a general idea of how the hymn actually sounds when you play it exactly as it is out of the hymnal. Now we're going to take it and play it, update it, bring it to 21st century, and we're actually going to play it and dress it up a little bit, even though this is not a dress-up lesson, just to give you some cool stuff to look at. God bless. We'll see you back here shortly. Alright, there's Power in the Blood. Going to play a little more advanced, dress it up a little bit. I usually play this song in the key of either F or A flat. I played it in G occasionally, but I don't think I've ever played it in B flat before, so this will be a first. Alright, there's Power in the Blood. Now what we generally will do is some walking bass line stuff. So, and we don't emphasize the melody a whole lot when we're playing, updating it a little bit, bringing it up to the 21st century here. We don't play it exactly as it's written, a whole, with the little nuances and crazy things that they do. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually play it like somebody's singing along with us. So we're not necessarily going to play the melody the whole time, but we're going to play it actually like we were actually playing it in church. So start on verse 1. A lot of fun to play. I'm going to get carried away here if I'm not careful. But Alright, a lot of fun stuff you can do in that song. I'm going to get carried away, like I said. But there's power in the blood. Basically what we're doing is we're playing it with walking bass lines. Because if you don't have a bass player, you're gonna have to do that. If you have a bass player, you can jam out all day. But if you don't have a bass player, you're gonna do that walking bass like I was doing. Alright, in the left and the right hand, we're pretty much just doing stuff we've already learned, passing chord famous. E flat 9, B flat, C9. The main progression of this is just B flat, B flat, B flat, C9, F9, F over E flat, B flat over D, G7 of some kind, C9, F9, F, B flat. I'm sorry, C9, F9, B flat. Back to E flat, E diminished 7th, and then you have two options here, actually more than two, but main two, C minor 9, B flat over F to F to B flat. Or you can do B flat over F, some kind of G7, C9, F9, B flat, then your little turnaround. Or you can even do, the B flat minor 7 over D, E flat, E diminished 7th, to F9, back to B flat. There's a lot of different things you can do here, but the main one I usually like to do is the second one I showed you. But you can do the other one too. That's actually more correct. You go to the C minor than the F. Sounds a little more proper. So anyways, that's some fills for you, some dress-up stuff for that, even though this is not a dress-up lesson. And we'll be back here shortly to show you a couple more songs. God bless.